Warm greetings and welcome once again to my YouTube channel that's dedicated to developing excellence in sales, marketing, and leadership for pharma professionals. Today, I intend to bring about and highlight the 5 hacks that are so critical to enriching your coaching journey. I would like to take your minds back to another session that I had, a full-fledged session on the why and how and importance of coaching and how organizations can embed coaching into their cultural fabric. Today, I would just like to reinforce 5 essential hacks, which could be a ready reckoner for young leaders, marketing heads, line managers, and senior leaders in our industry. So remember, coaches are not born overnight. It takes years of intentional and consistent practice to develop it into a fine art. And I would really urge coaches, when they get onto this coaching journey, to press the pause button, to reflect on their journey, to see the mistakes that they have committed, to be very open and humble about these mistakes and review them periodically and see how best they can circumvent these errors and move further in developing finesse in their coaching abilities. So let's get on to the 5 essentials. Remember, the first thing is coaches should get the spotlight to where it matters. It's all about the coachee. The coachee is the very center of the action, which is the coaching conversation. The coachee is the pivot around which the coaching conversations revolve. There may be a tendency at times on the part of coaches to share their experiences. Or maybe if you have learned a new technique, you would like to try out that new technique and experiment it out with your coachee. Well, you will get times, you will get opportunities to practice these at a later stage. But remember, your focus and the onus of the burden that you carry is towards being facilitative to have a good share of response from the coach and enlighten thoughts, wisdom, and action from the coachee. That is what you are supposed to do. You are supposed to ask compelling, powerful, facilitative questions that will make the coachee reflect and give the coachee a much better idea of where they stand with regard to that particular situation. As seen here in this visual, it's like showing the mirror to the coachee so that the coachee has a true reflection of where they stand today. And it is the job of the coach to show the mirror to the coachee. So that's the first hack. Get the spotlight to where it matters. The second one is that the coach needs to steer conversations to its course than always following the rigidity of a coaching template. Yes, there would be a tendency, and I too fell prey to this tendency in the initial part of my experience in coaching my team members, in rigidly following a template. I used to practice the GROW model and I used to go step by step and sequentially. But therein lies the trap, because if you go sequentially, there are chances where you might miss out on certain cues that are emerging from your coachee. And these cues are very critical, and they can be even developed further by pausing on them, by reflecting on them, and giving more depth into quality of discussions around these. So friends, rather than follow at all times the rigidity of a template, it is good, but let's not do it every time. But let's be open, let's be sensitive to pick up the cues. Because a coaching conversation not only moves forward, but it also circles back. It goes deeper. And there are times when it might even change direction when we are steering away from the normal course. So you need to maneuver and navigate so that you get to the desired course. So the coach is the one who holds the steering. And remember, in a ship, when you're trying to give direction to the ship, the steering gear is the most important services in the ship. And the main function of the steering gear is to control its course. And that's what coaches need to do. So remember, rather than following the rigidity of a coaching template at all times, you need to pick the cues and steer the course towards the desired direction. So that's the second hack of coaching. So the third hack is to avoid the judgmental trap. So remember, making assumptions about the coachee or passing judgment is something that can come as an impediment towards seeking breakthroughs in a coaching conversation. So it can just put the coachee back, and it can take away the real depth that you will try to get into your coaching conversations. So therefore, we avoid questions like why. So a why should never feature in the questions that you ask as a facilitator or as a coach. Well, we have questions like who, when, where, and how. So ask the right kind of facilitative questions that draws light, ideas, and wisdom from the mind of your coachee and challenges them and stimulates their thinking towards the desired outcomes. So the third hack is never assume and avoid getting into the judgmental trap. The fourth and the most important hack in coaching is to avoid getting into the telling mode. Well, we may be very senior leaders with wealth of experience, but our job is not to be prescriptive in coaching. Coaching is all about being facilitative, asking the right kind of questions, making your coachee truly understand where they stand in terms of the challenge that is grappling them, in terms of the issues that we are facing, or in terms of the dreams and the aspirations that they harbor. It's about asking the right set of questions and picking up the cues that can really help unlock the potential of the coachee by making them think, by making them draw out their own plans and suggestions in terms of what can be done towards moving from current state to the desired state. So very, very important for the coach is to avoid getting into the telling mode. The coach always needs to be facilitative, a mirror to show the coachee where they truly stand and help unlock the true potential of the coachee to boost performance. And finally, the fifth and the most important hack is in the coaching conversation, you've got to commit to an action. So you have to get the coachee to draw out ideas for action and get on to an action plan of what she needs to start doing, what she needs to stop doing, and what she needs to continue doing. So an inventory of start, stop, and continue is absolutely critical. And you have to evaluate each and every of these options and actions in terms of what is the potential impact that it would lead to, and what is the risk, and how can we mitigate the risk, and how, after evaluation, what is the final blueprint for action. Remember, the outcome of coaching is twofold. The first is to get insights, and the second one is to build that insights into an action that will lead to change in the behavior or change from the current scenario that we are in to a desired situation. If there is no change, well, friends, it's no coaching. It's just another good conversation to have. So, friends, you can make the difference between real coaching and a good conversation by practicing these 5 essential hacks. So I would just like to summarize them once again to get it straight into your mind. First is get the spotlight to where it matters. Remember, the pivot around which the coaching conversation revolves is the coachee. The focus and the spotlight is always on the coachee. Second is do not always follow templates of coaching, but be open and sensitive to pick up cues and change course so that you are able to navigate through and move towards the desired direction. So it's also about moving forward, circling back, going deeper, or even changing direction if you're going off track to come to the desired action. Third is very, very important. Avoid the judgmental trap that can come as an impediment to a breakthrough in coaching. Fourth is very important. Avoid the telling mode trap. Remember, however experienced we are with years of accumulated experience, We have to be facilitative. We have to get the ideas and the wisdom and elicit them out of the coachee through compelling, insightful, and facilitative questioning. And fifth is, there is no coaching without an insight and without an action. So have you been able to get to that aha moment where your coachee realize what is it exactly that he needs to work on and how to work on that? When that happens and when that's put into practice, you must be able to see the change in the behavior and the potential of your coachee in terms of getting to desired actions and being a better version of themselves. Remember, friends, the job of a coach is to make their coachee a better version of themselves as you practice the art of coaching to be a better version of yourself in the skill and art of coaching. Remember, coaching is very, very critical for organization excellence because it helps build capability, competence, and character in an organization. And coaching and development of capability is a precursor of performance excellence. So friends, happy coaching and happy leading your teams to the depths of performance excellence. Thank you very much for sharing your time with me to listen to my thoughts on these 5 hacks. If you like my content, please do press the like button. Please do subscribe to my channel. Please comment and please share as much as you can. Thank you very much and wonderful sharing thoughts with each and every one of you.